guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing What If Naruto Hid the Strength Part 2. So I really didn't expect that the first part would get as many views as it did, but thank you for allowing it to get that many. So yeah, let's get right into a recap of what happened last time. So practically we just went over the changes of what happened with Kushina and Naruto in this timeline. So yeah, let's get right into Naruto's part. So it's been 5 years since the Naito's attack, and every year the villagers would have this like certain tradition where they would hunt down Naruto as like this fun little game. So Naruto, who was like now around like 5 years old, clearly would not be having this. Like, he's done with being chased, so he would decide to pull the biggest prank he has done so far. So first, Naruto would wake up at 3 a.m. and then he would go around the village like laying a thin layer of this sticky substance. So practically, I'm just saying that there's glue in what is it called in Naruto now. So then after he like finishes laying the I would say finishes laying the glue around the village, he would then go into the Uchiha compound and take the clothes of the Uchiha and Hyuga compound, and then take the clothes of the males in the clan. So the reason he's only taking the what is it called? He's taking the clothes of only the Uchiha and Hyuga is because he thinks they're really cocky. And you guys know why I said he took only the clothes of the males. I'm pretty sure you know why. So Naruto would then go around the village and then like just throw the Uchihas and Hyuga clothes just onto where he had laid that like glue, I guess you could say. So he would go around there placing the glue. He would then return back home and grab a few stuff from his I'd say stash of prank materials, right? So he would then go out back outside with his new materials. So Naruto would go outside and just throw some rotten eggs at like buildings, right? He would take some like just rotten food, just throw it all around the like the places in the village. He would take like this what is it called? He would take like this skunk liquid that he had stocked up and just take it and spray it around the village, just like to make it have this like weird awful smell of garbage. He would go to the landfill and then like take a piece of garbage, like just take garbage in general and just throw it at the houses of the people he hated the most. So the people who like the places that like just treated him the worst, he would throw stuff there. Then after, he would go over and paint like certain houses with just random paints. He would splatter some or like just write some stuff on some of the houses. So yeah, Naruto would go through this, just go through a few hours of just doing this, and then he would look towards the Hokage faces, and he would think that he would do something like very mischievous. So, oh yeah, and keep in mind right now it'd be like 5:55. So Naruto would walk up to the Hokage faces and he would just start to paint them. So when Naruto finished painting, he would just climb up to the top of the Hokage faces and just be like, "Wow, what beautiful arts have done." Just admiring his like prank in general. So while Naruto was hearing just admiring his prank, he's just admiring his work of arts, right? He would hear something from behind him. "What the hell are you doing, demon brat?" One of the five Chunis yelled as they ran forward towards Naruto. "Oh no," Naruto would say, realizing he was in trouble. Naruto would then look behind him, in front of him, and then behind him himself again. He only had one option left. Naruto slowly backed away and raised up his hands and put them back down again. Like he was like saying, "Calm down, guys, calm down. Let's all take a deep breath." Naruto then quickly turned around and dashed towards the edge of the Hokage faces and jumped right off. "Get back here, fox!" Another one of the Chunis yelled, rushing towards Naruto. "We need to get that brat and make him pay for what he did. There's no way we're letting him get away with this time," one of the Chunis would say as they started to run down the stairs towards the village. Naruto would just jumped off the Hokage faces, only just of instinct alone, because he knew if he had just let them stay there, he would have been in a lot of trouble. He was having quite a bit of fun. He was just enjoying his ride, enjoying the time. So Naruto was just like soaring down practically and just having a lot of fun. His hair was just waving. He had a huge smile. His eyes were glimmering like a gem, right? And Naruto was just having a good time. So Naruto then quickly realized that how the hell was he gonna get back on the ground? Like he started to just wonder, like, wait, what was he doing? Why is he in the middle of the air? Why did he jump off? Like, so Naruto began to panic and just scanned the village for somewhere safe to land, and he really couldn't find anywhere. So Naruto was crashing closer and closer to the ground, and some people in the village, keep in mind, some with only underwear on, and like they're walking through this village with like clothes everywhere, garbage everywhere, paints on the floor, on the buildings, right? They all just start pointing towards Naruto, like falling Naruto, seeing him fall, right? Some of the people start cheering, that like kind of happy that Naruto, or the demon as they say, would finally die, and some of them were just like neutral about it, they really didn't like Naruto at this point because of all the pranks he did. Because in this, what if Naruto would actually do quite a lot more pranks than he usually did. So Naruto, who's now about like 20 meters away from the floor, would just start to like just close his eyes and be like, I guess I'm gonna die. Naruto, he would think, at least I was able to pull off this prank. Maybe I can, if only I could do more stuff like this in the future. And then Naruto, like right about when he was about to hit the ground, he would hear a voice from inside him. Why the hell are you giving up? Naruto would hear. And instantly Naruto would just open his eyes like so furiously and just shove his hands out like towards the ground. So right now he's like 1 meter away from the ground. He would shove his hands out and then instantly a blast of wind would just come out. So Naruto, all the people that just witnessed this would be kind of surprised as to what Naruto just did, and Naruto himself would be surprised as he just ran away and like as he landed on all fours and just got back up and started to run. One of the villagers seeing this would be like, don't let him get away," and they would just point at Naruto and start running forward, and all the other villagers would follow. Also, keep in mind again, some in only underwear, so they would just all begin to run, and Naruto would just be ahead. And then he would hear voices from above him. There he is, there he is. He would hear, and Naruto would look behind him or above him, I should say, and see 5 familiar Chunin jumping down. So these are actually the Chunin that saw him at the, what is it called? At the what's the name of that? On top of the Hokage faces. So now Naruto is running away from the 5 Chunin plus all those angry villagers behind him. So Naruto is just running away and just turning, cutting parts, and just like just cutting around and trying to like just get away from this mob of people. So Naruto would run, turn a corner, and then once he turns the corner, he would see a group of people that that seems to have circled around, and a group of people who were chasing him that seems to circle around. So Naruto would then like take another turn trying to avoid the people, but they noticed him. They would also start chasing Naruto. Naruto would just run down and just climb over a fence. Someone would tug him down, but Naruto would still continue to try as hard as he could to get over. He would jump over the fence with a bunch of the people like banging the villagers, banging the fence, and just all of them like just a huge blockade as they tried to like climb over. So the Chunin would just like simply just jump off, climb up the buildings like parkour style, hardcore parkour, and they will just run on the roofs of the buildings and just continue to chase Naruto. So Naruto, only being 5 here and not having any ninja experience, would be kind of scared. He would just be running away from this mob of people who were chasing him. Although he doesn't really regret doing the prank because they always chased him anyway, so he might as well have gotten back at them for doing that every time to him. So Naruto would just be like, he would be having fun because like he's having what's that thing called again? Adrenaline, like, you know, when people like jump off like buildings and stuff like that. Dude, I've always wanted to go skydiving. I always wonder how fun that would be. So Naruto is just like being really excited right now. He's just running away from the villagers. So Naruto would just run away, and he would just try to run and continue to turn corners, cut corners, and just continue to run as long as he possibly could. That's when Naruto would turn a corner and then realize it was in a dead end. Then the 5 Chunin would then like jump onto the ground and say, well, looks like the rat's out of the bag," or I don't know what they say, like, you know how people, just imagine people just walking up to you just like about to beat you up. That's practically what's about to happen to Naruto. So Naruto would be like, guys, let's calm down. But the what's the name? The Chunins will not really care because man, Naruto's literally their prayer right now. So one of the Chunins would say, "Oh, this is gonna be fun," and they would just like Naruto would just try to turn around and just like dash away, but he would just run right into one of the what is it called? One of the Chunins and just like fall onto the ground. So as he fell onto the ground, one of the Chunin would lift their leg and just kick Naruto square in the head, and Naruto would just hold the side of his head in like pain, just from how much pain he got from getting kicked. So Naruto would just crumple into a ball as like the Chunin just like kicked him and just beat him up in general. So one of the Chunins that actually ran away to go call the rest of the villagers so they could all beat up Naruto. So like it's just like a group of let's say like 100 people just came and they just all started just going down on Naruto, just kicking him. Like imagine this is legit. What is it called? 5-year-old Naruto. And there's this meme that me and my brother have that we always say that they're beating them up like Kabuto beats up Tsunade, almost as easy as taking Ken away from a kid. Because remember in like the scene where Kabuto is like fighting Tsunade, he's literally just kicking her in the head like he's some little kid just in the ground, right? So they're all like kicking Naruto like that, right? And they're just all kicking Naruto. And Naruto, keep in mind, is only 5 years old, so he's going through a lot of pain right now. And he's about to he's just literally like only he could handle like 20 seconds of this beating, and he's about to go unconscious. So right before he goes unconscious, Naruto lets out a huge scream, and instantly all the people around him just drop to the floor. So and as just as Naruto also went unconscious. So practically Naruto just used a Conqueror's Haki type ability, right? So we'll just say it was just from Naruto's willpower alone and just Naruto's will to survive, just wanted to survive in general. So Naruto would then wake up and he would be in this dark sewer kind of place, and he wouldn't know where he was, so he would just feel drawn to a certain direction, and he would get up and walk towards there. So when Naruto arrives at this place, he would see a huge gate or a cage with huge red bars in front of it. So Naruto would just like walk forward and just try to look into the cage. And when he gets close enough, he hears a growl come from inside the cage. So Naruto not being phased at all, like Naruto just being the Chad he is, just well, okay, this is a 5-year-old Naruto, but still, he's not scared. I'll just say that. Yeah, he's not scared. He's a lot more brave right now. So he would walk out and stick his hand into the cage. Then Naruto would hear a voice from his side. "You sure are brave, aren't you, Naruto?" Naruto would then turn around quickly and notice that there was a blonde someone that he thought he just painted the face of, and a woman that stood next to him with red hair. Now these were so Naruto seeing these two people were quite strange. He noticed one that one was possibly the fourth Hokage, and he didn't know who the second red hair woman was. So Naruto doesn't know why, but he kind of feels connected to them for some reason. Naruto would then ask, "Have I met you before?" Naruto would then simply laugh and say, "Well, yes, we have at one point." Naruto hearing this would just be kind of confused because he doesn't really remember meeting either two of these strange people in real life. Now, Minato would just go up to Naruto and then explain to him that him and the woman over there, that their name are Minato and Kushina, and that they are his mother and father. They are his parents, right? And he would just tell them that they died during the what is it called when he was born, and he would proceed to explain to him about the Naito's attack. So Naruto would just feel kind of weird, like realizing that he had parents the whole time, like parents that actually loved him. He would like just begin to tear up, and Kushina, being like the classic mom, would just instantly come in and hug Naruto, just giving him words of encouragement. Kushina would then like continue to hug Naruto and then tell him just about the stuff she didn't get to tell him. Because if you guys realized in the last part, Kushina didn't actually get to tell Naruto about all the like stuff that she wanted to tell him about, like the ninja whatever it is, like the ninja probes. Yeah, like not to be a pervert. Yeah, that's literally the only one that and the money and alcohol stuff. Yeah, so she didn't tell him that last time, so she tells him that now. And Naruto is just like, wow, I have actual parents. And they would just go on, and Kushina and Minato would just go on to explain to Naruto about everything, and they would go on explain to him about Jiraiya, his father, explain to him about Kurama, how Kurama is going to take care of him, and they would just explain to him everything in general. So at this point, Minato and Naruto and Kushina would be like running out of time, and they'll be fading away, I could say. So Minato, I should say, would then look towards Naruto and say, "I hope you can become a strong ninja one day." Naruto would nod in agreement with his father's words. Naruto would, I keep mixing their two names up. Minato, it's so similar. Do you guys ever do that? If you do, comments down below. Tell me if you ever mix up Minato and Naruto. So, Minato would then look towards Kurama and then say, and then tell Naruto, and then say, Kurama is going to be taking care of you from now on. Then he would walk up and then just like touch the gates, and the gates would just burst open. Kurama would like just have a huge grin on his face because he's finally happy of being freed from the cage. Naruto would then look towards Kurama, then start to rub his chin as if he had a beard. He'd be like, "Okay, do you guys ever wish you could just do that? Because I don't have a beard, but like I'm growing a mustache, kind of, right? So like just like rub your mustache, kind of thing, just like detective." He's like, what shall I call you? He's just like thinking, and then it hits Naruto in the head, and then he says, "I shall call you Furball." Now Kushina and Minato, like especially Kushina, hearing this, she just drops to the ground and starts laughing at the fact that Naruto really just called Kurama a furball. So Kurama, being the classic because he was in the original, would like be happy, but he would be enraged at the same time. He would be thinking, so this brat has the same weird personality as his mother. So, well, that's what Kurama would think, but on the outside, being the classic tsundere, that's technically okay. If you think about it, Kurama is technically a tsundere. Think about it. Just ponder that for a little while. Just let it sink in. Kurama is a tsundere. You understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah, you understand. I know you do. So Kurama would then be like, "You dare call me such a thing?" And Naruto would just simply chuckle, just like laughing at how, like, what Kushina had said about Kurama was so true. So Minato, just slowly fading away, would stick out his fist, and Naruto would replicate it, doing a fist bump with his dad. So then, as this happened, Naruto would wake up, and I would say he woke up around like a week later. So Naruto would wake up a week later, and he would wonder if all the things that had happened in his head were just a dream, and he would hear something inside his head. "No, it wasn't, kid," and that would be Kurama just ensuring Naruto that, excuse me, bruv. Okay, of course I had to burp right in the middle of recording. So, okay, I was eating cereal before. I don't know why, I just like eating cereal, like, for dinner. I know it's weird, but still, I like cereal so much. Me and my friends, we just always talk about cereal. I know, we're just weird. We just do that kind of weird stuff, though. We literally go off campus, just walk around, and then we just start talking about cereal. So, Naruto would wake up, and he would, like, yeah, so Kurama would tell him that it's not a dream, and Naruto would wake up and see he was in a hospital bed. So Naruto, not being bothered and just like not wanting to get bothered by a hospital person, or just not wanting to get scalded by a hospital person for pulling a prank, would just like jump out the window and head home. So Kurama would then tell Naruto to go to bed because their training would start the next day. So Naruto would fall asleep, and yeah, so Naruto would fall asleep, and he would jump out of bed when he suddenly hears someone yell in his head, "Rise and shine, kid." 'Cause that would be Kurama. He would say, "Get dressed, eat breakfast, and get outside so we can start your training." Naruto, hearing this, would instantly start complaining. "It's 5 o'clock in the morning." And it's only 5 o'clock in the morning, Naruto would say. And Kurama, really not having it, would just be like, "So, you're telling me we were able to wake up at 3 a.m., steal people's clothes, paint the entire village, and yet you're complaining about training?" So yeah, Naruto would just be like, "Damn!" Yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna try to contest this guy on that, bro. This guy's gonna destroy me if I even try to argue with him. So like, this is like Naruto's first time having, what is it called? Like a parent's kind of figure just tell him that, yeah, bro. Okay, if you don't get your lazy ass up, I'm gonna slap you right now. So practically, that's what Naruto's getting right now, because I'm gonna say right now, Iruka doesn't really. Oh yeah, no, he's not even the academy. Yeah, okay, never mind. Nothing to do with Iruka. Never mind, I made a mistake there. So yeah, Naruto would get up and he would just instantly go brush his teeth, and yeah. So when Naruto finishes brushing his teeth, he would like go up to his cupboard and then open the cupboard and then look at his prized possession of stash is no and then look at his prized stash of ramen, of cup ramen, just all stacked on top and just like glowing, and then just giving off the. So yeah, that sound would come out, and Kurama already like being aware of Naruto's drug addiction. Well, so Naruto's practically as addicted to ramen as I am to cereal. So he would decide that they would work on his diet later on. So Naruto would just get dressed in just in regular pants and a t-shirt and just head outside. So Kurama, he would then say, okay, what kind of training are we gonna do? So then Kurama would then let us just chuckle, that would like send shivers down Naruto's back. You know, like when someone says something and you just shiver, right? That's what would happen to Naruto. So Kurama would then said, you are going to have to go through hell until I think your power level is for 9,000. Okay, I'm just kidding. So what Kurama would actually say is, I will train you. What Kurama would actually say is, I'll train you every day until I believe you're capable of training yourself. So Naruto would then say, you still haven't answered my question, furball. Kurama still being like kind of, Kurama still being Kurama, being a classic tsundere, like I said before. Let that sink in. Kurama is a tsundere. Would just be like, would just start to like scream at Naruto about how he's a superior being and how he's like the most powerful creature alive. So Naruto would just simply brush this off, like just thinking this is just classic Kurama. So Kurama would then just start to explain to Naruto what they were going to do, what his training would be. He would then say, first you start with one lap around the village. Then I will teach you the basics of chakra control. Next, I will have you do a few chakra exercises. So, aka walking up a tree, walking on water, and then walking up a waterfall. So he's gonna teach him those stuff in order. Like walking up a waterfall, I was reading, I think it was Legacy, and it seems like, bro, that's actually a pretty hard challenge. Think about it, because you have to control your chakra while the water is flowing downwards. Can you hear that? That's actually, my chair is so squeaky. So he would then say, once you understand the fundamentals of chakra control, I will teach you some low rank yet useful ninjutsu and genjutsu. Yes, genjutsu. Naruto's gonna have to learn genjutsu. Then, because it's gonna be very important in this what if, so I have to just use plot armor to make Naruto good at genjutsu. Then I'll proceed to teach you some taijutsu styles, and lastly I will teach you about ninja history and the fundamentals of being a ninja. Naruto, hearing Kurama's plan, would just want to drop back into bed, not wanting to just not wanting. After that you just had a long weekend and then you have to get back up and go to school. Yeah, that's practically what Naruto's feeling right now. He does not want to get up. So, but Naruto would just like strive through, because he made a promise with Minato that he would become a strong ninja one day. So Naruto would just put on a wide smile and then just begin to train. So we skip to the end of the day, and right now Naruto is sitting in like a meditative position. Like yeah. So right now Naruto is doing that, but not the part. Yeah, he's not doing So Naruto is just sitting in a meditative position, listening to Kurama's story about the importance of teamwork as a ninja. So Kurama would then say, this will be the daily schedule from now on. Kurama would say, each month the intensity of your training will increase, and the form of this training will continue until I believe you are ready for a new challenge. Naruto would simply nod his head. He was ready to get strong. So we skip around, I'll say 4 years. So Naruto has now started the academy. So over this time, Naruto and Kurama have really become closer friends, I should say, right? So Naruto has been in the academy for a year now. So he's I think second year. Yeah, he's on the second year. So he has Iruka now. So the only difference is that, like I wanted to say before, in this what if, Iruka isn't actually going to be like Naruto right now at the moment. So Iruka still just isn't sure how to feel about Naruto, because remember that Naruto was actually, or Kurama actually killed Iruka's parents. So yeah, he's still not sure how he should feel about Naruto. So he's a bit more indecisive in this what if, in this specific timeline. So even though Naruto really doesn't have any friends, he's still really happy. So Naruto and Kurama have agreed that Naruto's gonna put on a mask, and by mask I don't mean physical mask. I mean like mask his he's gonna mask his personality. So the reason that they decide they're gonna do this is because the people in the village like hates and fear Naruto. So now imagine if they knew that this like the supposed demon. Oh man, I feel bad for saying that. Like the demon that they feared was also smart. Now that would bring a lot of problems. So at the moment, Naruto still acts like the happy-go-lucky kid he always is in the original. But Naruto's real personality isn't actually much off from this. Naruto's real personality is like this jokey person who loves to prank and irritates the people he doesn't dislikes. So practically that means Sasuke and not Sakura, because in this what if, I'm not gonna tell you guys how yet, but you'll find out in the next part. This is just to make you guys want to watch. I'm gonna try to fix Sakura's character. This is gonna be one of the hardest tasks I've ever done, but I will try. I promise you, try to fix Sakura's character. I did some research on Sakura, and I figured out that she could have actually been OP in the anime. You guys will see what I mean by this in the next part. So, oh, and most importantly, Naruto, most important character changes. He loves Icha Paradise. So if you guys don't know what that is, that's Jiraiya's book. I'll put a picture of it up right now. So yeah, he actually loves Jiraiya's book a lot. So yeah, and this just to spice things up a bit, he's gonna be a bit more Jiraiya. His new special jutsu, you guys are gonna love it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. What if, even though it's only my first one, I'm gonna have so much fun with it. So yeah, Naruto has an addiction to Jiraiya's books. So the final bell would ring, and Naruto would just instantly dash out of the classroom, and this because everything they learn at the academy, he's already knows because Kurama teaches him. So Kurama wouldn't just tell him what to train on. Kurama will also teach him about stuff, like teach him and make him go to the library and stuff like that. So keep in mind, Kurama has actually taught Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu by now, and he actually makes Naruto go to the library, transform, since if Naruto just walked into the library as his normal self, the librarian probably wouldn't let him in. So he transforms, makes a bunch of shadow clones, transforms all of them, and then makes them all go into the library and read. So he also does this when he's training for like taijutsu and ninjutsu, just to increase his training time to make him get stronger faster over a shorter period of time. So that's how I'm gonna make Naruto hella strong in this, not just gonna just make him OP out of nowhere. So yeah, Naruto uses that technique because I think that Kurama would know the secrets of the shadow clone, right? So yeah. So Naruto he's like running out of the room, and obviously not at full speed because that would expose too much. Like that would expose his true power, which he's not trying to do. Would ask Kurama what's the training was today. He would be like, "What's the training for today, Furball?" And Kurama, just being used to this new nickname, would just simply answer, "For today, you're gonna do, let's say, 2 hours of chakra control, since your chakra control needs work. 2 hours of genjutsu, your genjutsu needs work. 2 hours of taijutsu, and then 1 hour of reading." Naruto would just simply nod and head on with his training. Okay, I had to stop recording for a bit there, so and go eat dinner. So this is continuing. So we're gonna skip like 3 years ahead, I would say. So right, I mean not 3 years, like 2 years ahead or 1 year ahead. Like yeah, I'll say we're gonna skip 2 years ahead, and Naruto is gonna be doing the graduation exam. So today Naruto just decides that he's gonna keep it lo-fi, and he's just gonna keep his persona. He decides just to get high enough scores just so he decides like he's just gonna get high enough scores and just passes into getting just like being the bottom of the class, right? But he just has high enough scores to pass through. So now Mizuki, who thinks Naruto is like still an idiot, would come up to Naruto and like offer him the opportunity to, like, if he can steal the the scroll of sealing that he was gonna make him like tuning or something, right? So Naruto, being smart, is like he obviously can tell there's a jig up to this, but he's like, wait, what? So then he's like, maybe I should just knock this kid out and just end it, right? So Kurama actually is like, wait, I have a plan, cause like now Kurama's like hella mischievous, and same as Naruto. He's like, what's if you steal the scroll of sealing and then use it for your own good? What if you write down some possible new jutsu from it? Now Naruto, just hearing this, is like, wait, me? New jutsu? Scrolls? 1, 2. Me and new jutsu? He's just like, whoa, new jutsus. He's like, okay, I have to get onto that. So Naruto goes, steals the scroll, and goes to the same forest he did in the original. Okay, something I always wonder is, How did Naruto from the original even steal the scroll in the first place? So you're telling me he went in, stole something that was probably heavily guarded, and that was inside the Hokage office without the Hokage noticing? Okay, wait, did the Hokage notice? I'm not sure. Please tell me. If he did notice, tell me. But like, if he was able to go in and then steal something that was probably guarded by Jonin, like multiple of them, or maybe even guarded by Anbu, and then still make it back out, like I don't get it. So yeah, Naruto would steal it and then go to the same force he did in the original. So Naruto would then whip out a scroll and he'll start writing down the contents, like the jutsu is inside the scroll of sealing into his own scroll. So practically, what the scroll is learn later jutsu, like a list of jutsu he wants to learn. It's like so long. It's almost like my watch later YouTube lists. Like he has so many stuff he wants to learn, but he literally like hasn't gotten to a lot of them yet because he's doing other stuff. And the academy is always wasting his time. So Naruto just finished writing all the jutsu on like the thing, and I'll just say like the scroll is still like super tiny, and it's just that he can write a lot inside the scroll because it can just make itself. I don't know the power of plot armor. So Naruto just writes the jutsu in there, and yeah. So once he finishes putting like the scroll inside his pocket, Mizuki like like huge shuriken would soar towards his face, right? So Naruto, having like really strong sensory abilities, would just simply pull out a kunai and deflect the shuriken. Then Mizuki would just jump out of the tree it was hiding in and just dash towards Naruto, like with two spinning shurikens in both his hands. He would then say, "Give me the scroll, brat!" Mizuki would just command, running towards Naruto. Naruto would just like Naruto would simply smirk as Mizuki like tried to stab him. Naruto moved to like deflect the attack again, but instead Sawada appeared in front of what would be Mizuki's attack. Now this person was Maji Iruka. So what, like I said before, Iruka hasn't really gotten that bond with Naruto yet, and is only just starting to like accept Naruto. So Naruto not knowing Iruka's feelings right now would be kind of weird, like not understand why Iruka is doing this, right? He would be confused as to why someone else besides Kurama is actually helping him out. And Naruto would like start to feel like a weird feeling he's felt before when he met Kurama. I mean, when he first found out about Kurama and his parents, Minato and Kushina. So it starts to feel this feeling again of just like, whoa, someone actually cares for him again. He'll just have to like start to feel this feeling. So now, at this point, the whole what is it called? Mizuki versus Iruka thing battle would go the same and everything. The only one difference would be when Mizuki starts to tell Naruto that he's the Ninth of the Jinchuriki. Since Naruto already knows this, he's like not gonna affect him, but he decides he's gonna put on a little show. Since remember what I said, Naruto's like a real prankster in this one. So Naruto would like drop to the floor and be like, he'll be like, so that's why. He would whisper, and then Iruka would move closer to like try to comfort Naruto. I, I, I guess I'm a demon then, Naruto would say, lifting his face to look towards Mizuki. Now Mizuki, seeing Naruto, would like take a few steps back because right now Naruto's eyes do not belong to a human. But they belong to like those of an enraged beast. They kind of look like Naruto's eyes right now are like blood red with thin black slits. So if you guys don't know what I'm trying to explain, practically he has the Kurama eyes, and this is something I'm probably gonna use a lot while doing this what if, just the Kurama eyes in general. I think it's a pretty cool aesthetic, like just Naruto just using the Kurama eyes to like just scare people. So Naruto would look up at him, and Mizuki would take a few steps back, like just being scared. And Naruto would be like, I guess it's time for me to embrace my inner beast, isn't it? He would say that in like a deep, almost like dark voice. And Mizuki would just like continue to walk backwards, and Naruto would just go on all fours, like, or no, all fours. Now Naruto was just like he would start to get like the features of the nine-tailed fox on his face, like the thicker whiskers, the fangs, the like pointy nails and stuff, and he would just like slowly walk to his Mizuki. Now Mizuki would fall down on his butt and just like start crawling away, just shimmying away, right, shimmying on the ground away, and Naruto would just slowly walk up to him, and then Naruto would just be standing right above him, looking down on him, and then it'll be like, and then Mizuki will just be like, start screaming like, ah, ah. I can't even scream, but dude, I can't do it. But Mizuki would be like screaming like super high pitched, and he would just faint. He would just fall on the ground. Now Naruto's seen this and Kurama as well, since they're both like Kurama is inherited, not inherited, like is now like kind of like Naruto, like chill and just like a prankster. They would both just roar into laughter, just start laughing, and just at the fact that Mizuki would get knocked out by that and how like funny. Now Iruka, who stood there and like has a wound, would be like, "Wait, what the heck?" Excuse me. I'd be like, "Wait, what the heck?" It'd be like, and Naruto would like walk up to Iruka and just slap him on the back multiple times. It'd be like, "Wasn't that hilarious?" Naruto would just like say it, like still roaring in laughter, and Iruka would just be like, "What the fuck is this kid talking about?" He'll be like, "You just used the power of the QB." He would just scream like trying to confront Naruto, and Naruto would just be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who cares? This is just a normal day." And Iruka would just be stunned. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" So as usual, Iruka would like take the scrolls, like a bunch of other ninjas would come and they would take the scroll, and Iruka would then offer, just like in the original, offer Naruto to some ramen. So they would both go for some ramen, and yeah, so they would both go for ramen, and Iruka would start to confront Naruto, or no, first will start to confront Naruto about why he, what is it called? He like how come he knows how to use the Nine Tails power, and yet he's the boss of the class. The first thing Naruto would then do is order 8 bowls of miso ramen. Now Iruka just hearing this would be like, "Oh shoot, why did I get myself into this?" And Naruto would just then say, Naruto would just answer Iruka's question by saying, "Deception is a ninja's greatest weapon." And Iruka would just be like,
I'm confused. I'm confused right now, G.
and Naruto seeing like Iruka's confusion, he's like, "Oh, this guy's confusion." I'm confused. This guy's confusion. Naruto just seeing Iruka's confusion would just be start to explain. He would be like, "Okay, as you probably know, most of the shinobi and villagers hate me, right? As you probably know." And Iruka would just like dumbly nod, and Naruto would be like, "What if they knew that the demon they feared so much and hated so badly was not just smart but strong as well?" And now like oh yeah, and this part is actually like very related to what is it called, Naruto the Legacy, because I took a lot of this part from it. So Naruto, well no, just this part of the conversation at least. So Naruto, like Iruka would then understand what Naruto's trying to say, and he would be like, "So he has been hiding the strength the whole time?" And Naruto would then be like, "It seems you understand." So then Naruto and Iruka would just go on having some small talk, just about general stuff, but Naruto wouldn't tell him about him, like his training or anything like that. So he would just like go on, everything would just go on, and Naruto would be like, "Okay, see ya, Iruka sensei." And this is like the first time like he's been calling Iruka sensei. So Iruka is like, "Oh, nice, that feels good." So right, so Naruto's leaving, and then Iruka turns around to tell Naruto that, "Oh, don't forget to be early for tomorrow's graduation, or like team assignments." But when Iruka sees Naruto walking away, he sees that Naruto has a belly bigger than Tsunade's. Never mind. Just pretend like I didn't say that. Just pretend like I never said that. So Naruto will just see that Naruto has a huge belly, right? So Iruka's like, and then Iruka would then be like confused. He would then like look back, and at this point Naruto just dashed away. He would then look back to where Naruto had been sitting, and he would see at least 30 bowls of ramen like stacked up on top of each other. And now at this point his mouth is on the floor. He's just like, "Wait, what the frick? Why did I do such a thing to myself?" Right? And he's just sad. And then Taoshi just walks up to like Iruka with like just rubbing, like with just the money signs in his eyes. He's like, and this Anats, he's just like, pay up, kid." He's like, you should have known the what is it called, the consequence of bringing Naruto to this store. So yeah, Iruka is just like, "Oh no, this is sad for me." So now we skip to the next day. Naruto wakes up sends a shadow clone to make him breakfast. And yes, he's gonna eat cereal. Yeah, we'll just say he's gonna eat cereal. And he brushes his the shadow clone makes breakfast. He brushes his teeth, and then he comes and eats his cereal, and he heads off to the academy. So Naruto would just enter the classroom and take a seat closest to the window. Now Sasuke see Naruto walk up would be like, so seems like the dope showed up. And like I said before, Sasuke is like hella cocky in this one. So yeah. And he would say it loud enough so that the entire class would hear it, and the entire class would just like laugh at Naruto, since Naruto like just is more annoying in this what if, just to like puts up that like persona. So he would just like the entire class would just burst into laughter, right? And Naruto wanting to keep his persona would just be like, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and I'll become Hokage one day. And like everyone in the classroom once again just start laughing. And Naruto right now is standing on a chair, so Iruka walks on the table. So Iruka would walk in and be like, Naruto, get down from that table. And Naruto, this would be like, this will be the second time. Like this will be, he hasn't really had a different person scold him before, so he would feel like, whoa, again. He'll be like, I just got scolded by a random person, like by Iruka. It would make him be like, oh, I have another like fatherly figure or something. Like because right now Kurama is his really only fatherly figure, so getting scolded by someone is like, in a heartfelt way, I should say, getting scolded by someone in a heartfelt way is different from him. So Naruto would get down and, yeah. Oh yeah, and I should probably explain that. Yeah, Naruto's personality or his dreams is actually not becoming Hokage. Right here, his dream would be ending inequality. So Naruto has heard lots of Kurama stories, so he's like, he doesn't like how people are treated just because of what they are, or how some people are treated just because they're different from other people. So Naruto's dream is to eventually end inequality among people and fix fix like bias. Well, not bias, because bias is always going to be a thing, but fix like people discriminating against others. So here Naruto like has a way different kind of motive or goal. So the entire class would be quiet as Iruka would announce the teams. Then Iruka would get to Team 7. He would announce Sasuke Uchiha. All the girls in the classroom would just become attentive. All the girls who hadn't been like set for a team yet would just become attentive. Sakura or Haruno, and then all the girls would just like, all their heads would just drop back again. But Sakura's doesn't, because remember, I said I'm going to fix her character. Now the first way for fixing Sakura's character is to not make her a simp. Like, bruv, why does she seem so hard for Sasuke? Like, please. So in this one, she's not gonna be like the super annoying person she was. And then and then he says Naruto is Uzumaki. You three will be under Kakashi. And then from there on, they just sit down as all the other people get their teams and their sensei come. Just sit down, waiting for their sensei to come, practically. So yeah, that's the end of it, and thank you for watching. Yeah, so in the next part, I'm gonna try to cover mostly the test and then maybe the whole Zabuza arc, and there's gonna be a little twist that you guys are gonna find out at the end. So of the next part. So thank you for watching the whole thing. If you made it to the end, send in the description, end the video gang, and end the video squad. Actually, hashtag end the video squad if you made it this far. And yeah. Thank you for watching, and peace.